everyone, this is Karen.
Hello everybody, I am Shane. Welcome back.
Today we're looking at part 2 of our lesson called English Lesson, TV titles. And the vocabulary words are permanent.
Permanent.
This factory has caused permanent damage to the environment.
Bad factory. Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Fred loves to read fantasy novels.
Wow. Impact.
Impact.
Eating healthier food is having a big impact on how I feel these days.
Awesome. Good for you. Agent.
Agent.
Chelsea wants to become a government agent.
Wow. Verb.
Verb.
Please circle the main verb in the sentence.
No, I don't want to.
Come on, how about the adjective?
Okay, sure.
Okay. So we're still talking about how, some names of TV shows can be really interesting, or it could have like a double meaning or some stories behind it.
Right, so there's an old show that probably nobody in Taiwan has watched.
What is it?
And I don't think you even know, The Twilight Zone?
The Twilight Zone. No, I don't.
It was quite famous, probably when my dad
was
younger and
I think it was like
up.
1950, in the 1950s,
But you can still watch this. It's very popular. They'll have this show on during the holidays.
Okay.
And they will just show them one after another. And Twilight Zone, the Twilight Zone refers to a place that's maybe outside of like ethics or morality. So what's right and wrong and kind of fantasy. So it's a bit sci-fi. And the stories will be very interesting, kind of sci-fi show. It's one of the original sci-fi shows.
The Twilight Zone. Okay, I guess I can still look it up. I mean, you can find anything on the internet. But
on YouTube.
There's another one you would definitely, and you guys would probably know too. Do you know the show MacGyver?
Of course, my wife was in love with MacGyver.
MacGyver, I think a lot of people back in the days were in love with MacGyver. I mean, like, he was good looking, and then he knew how to, like, solve all the problems, and then just, like, make things on the spot.
He can make something or fix something with some gum.
Yeah.
My watch, he'll just fix it with a piece of gum, and then you can say he MacGyvered it.
That's right. It's a verb now.
Yeah.
It's a verb. You can use it as a verb.
Yeah, because of the show, now you can use. So you'll hear people say he MacGyvered it.
And it
comes from the show.
It's even the Oxford Dictionary.
Wow. Cool.
Okay, what a
more.
huge impact it has on our society. Let's learn more about these cool TV show titles.
Enjoy.
English lesson, TV titles.
Many shows employ well-known terms for their title. Others use unfamiliar phrases or even create new words. Some shows in this latter group grow so popular that their titles take a permanent place in the English language.
Today's show is called English Lesson, TV Titles, Part 2. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike. And yes, we're learning about the names that people use for television shows. Names that are supposed to, of course, grab your attention, but also maybe have two separate meanings, or sort of two meanings that are a little bit hidden, but you have to think about. For example, we saw yesterday about Suits, which is about lawyers who wear suits, but lawyers also file lawsuits. And then there was Fresh Off the Boat, which is about an immigrant family that is new to a world, to a culture. So we could say they're fresh off the boat. They're unfamiliar with this new world. But of course, fresh also has the hip-hop meaning of being new or interesting or exciting, like the Fresh Prince. Will Smith used to be the Fresh Prince.
Next, we learn that many shows employ well-known terms for their title. Others use unfamiliar phrases or even create new words.
They create new words? Does that mean they make up a new word?
Maybe they coin a new word or coin a new phrase. We'll figure out more about this right now. It says some shows in this latter group grow so popular that their titles take a permanent place in the English language. So, these shows, they might coin a new phrase or word. They make up a new word. But the show then becomes so popular that that new word then takes a permanent place in the English language. How about that? By the way, here we have the adjective permanent. If something is permanent, it is definitely not temporary. If something is permanent, it's going to stay somewhere for a really long time, maybe forever. For example, the factory has caused permanent damage to the environment. So here, this damage the factory did to the environment, it can't be undone. The pollution it caused damaged the environment, and the environment will never recover. How terrible.
That's very sad.
That's
well,
so sad.
We have to take a break, but it won't be permanent. It will only be temporary. It will only last a short time, and then we'll be back with more TV titles.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。电视剧要吸引观众的注意，就必须先有好的剧名。有的电视剧是采用大家熟悉的语词，很好理解，而且可能还会语带双关。那有些电视剧的剧名是用不熟悉的语词，甚至是自创新词。那后来因为非常受欢迎，以至于那些电视剧的剧名就在英文里面占有永久的一席之地。好，先来看单字 permanent。是形容词，用来形容永久的或是持久的。好，相反的，我们可以用 temporary 来形容暂时的、临时的。temporary 它是拼作 temporary。好，那刚刚两位老师有聊到创造新字词，有说到 coin 这个字。coin 我们知道是硬币嘛，那它可以当动词用来表达创造，通常是指创造新的字词啊，或是新的表达方式。那么老师还有用到一个片语叫 make up。make up 它有编造的意思，接回到课文中。
English lesson. TV titles.
The Twilight Zone, which began airing in 1958, is a famous example. The Twilight Zone is defined as both an area beyond ethical limits and a world of fantasy. This is a suitable name for the show. Every episode explored human nature while blurring the line between fantasy and reality. The phrase emerged in the beginning of the 20th century, but it didn't become commonly used until after the show appeared.
Okay, sometimes a show doesn't use a word in its title that is well known to everyone. In fact, sometimes TV shows just make up their name. They make up a new term or something like that, like The Twilight Zone, apparently. Yes, The Twilight Zone, which began airing in 1958, is a famous example of this.
Right? That was
That's the
old
music.
The old Twilight Zone.
People use this term, and they also use the music as well in certain situations.
But we also read the Twilight Zone is defined as both an area beyond ethical limits and a world of fantasy. So that's separate from the show. It's inspired by the show, but we use this today. You know, if something really strange happens in the world of politics and we find out that Donald Trump is secretly friends with Vladimir Putin and they're doing all sorts of mysterious stuff, we might say this is a twilight zone of American politics. It's an area that we haven't entered into before where the rules might be completely different from what we expect. It's a world of fantasy. We could even say the noun fantasy, when we use it in talking about fiction, about movies and writing, are very imaginative stories. So not just stories where the writer makes up the characters, but they make up the whole world. When we think of fantasy, we think of Harry Potter, we think of Lord of the Rings, we think of magic and dragons and warriors and, you know, battles in space or something like that. Science fiction, fantasy, they often sort of, you know, are part of the same world of fiction, movies, and writing. For example, Fred loves to read fantasy novels.
Anyways, this, The Twilight Show, is a suitable name for the show. Every episode explored human nature while blurring the line between fantasy and reality. And get this, the phrase emerged in the beginning of the 20th century, but it didn't become commonly used until after the show appeared. So maybe someone had used this phrase at some point in the past, but it wasn't popular, it wasn't known. But this show, The Twilight Show, really pushed this particular term, this particular phrase, into the lexicon. People definitely use this phrase now, whereas before they did not. All right, folks, with that, it is time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
好，我们先来学一个名词 twilight。twilight 是指黄昏、傍晚。那跟 twilight 有关的一个片语叫做 the twilight zone。这个词是用来表达逾越道德界限的区域以及幻想的世界。好，那么这边有一个单字 fantasy，fantasy 就表示幻想或是奇幻，而补充单字 ethical，ethical 就是形容道德的。好，课文提到说 the twilight zone 这个片语呢是出现在20世纪初期，不过它是到一部电视剧出现之后才广为使用的。那一部电视剧就叫做 The Twilight Zone， 那被翻译成阴阳魔界。它是在1958年开播的，那每一集都是在探讨人性，同时呢也模糊了幻想跟现实的界限，所以其实这个片语蛮适合用来当那一部电视剧的名称的。好，文中用到 air 这个字 ，air 在这边当动词，它就表示播映、播放。至于 episode 它是指电视或是连续剧的一集。至于 blur 这个动词呢，它表示使什么模糊不清，所以当我们说 blur the line between A and B， 就表示模糊了 A 和 B 之间的界限。好，顺便补充一下 ，Jeff 老师谈到那个片语被收入词典的时候，用到 lexicon。lexicon 它是拼作 lexicon， 这个字可以用来表达词典，或者是某个语言或是学科的所有词汇或是词汇表。介绍课文中。
English lesson. TV titles.
Another name with a similar impact on English is MacGyver. This show featured secret agent Angus MacGyver, who would get himself and others out of difficult situations with the aid of everyday objects. Because the show was a cultural phenomenon, people began using MacGyver as a verb. The term, which describes making something in an improvised or inventive way, officially entered the Oxford English Dictionary in 2015. When you're checking out a television show, pay attention to its title too. It can both provide details about the story and help you improve your English.
Okay, another name with a similar impact on English is MacGyver.
No, not MacGyver. MacGyver. You got to say it with great enthusiasm.
Okay. Another name with a similar impact on English is
MacGyver. Thank you.
Okay.
That was good impact on that word.
Yeah,
well done.
That's what I was aiming for.
Yeah.
Anyways, here we do have the noun impact to talk about here. An impact is an effect. An impact is kind of similar to an influence, okay? If you have an impact on someone, let's say, you change their lives somehow. You change their lives, the way they think, the way they see something, so on and so forth. For example, eating healthier food is having a big impact on how I feel these days. It's having a very beneficial effect in this way.
Okay, you sleep better, you have more energy, things like that. You really notice the effect, so that's a good impact. And what about MacGyver? What was this show about? Well, a lot of you might be too young to have seen this show. It's probably still on somewhere, but this is a show from the 80s and maybe early 90s. It says this show featured secret agent Angus MacGyver? Angus?
I didn't know his first name.
I didn't know that. He was
Angus.
always MacGyver. Anyways, this show featured secret agent Angus MacGyver, who would get himself and others out of difficult situations with the aid of everyday objects. What is a secret agent? Well, James Bond is a secret agent, but the word agent, this noun, basically means a person who does official work for other people. If you are a secret agent, you do work for your government. If you are a sales agent for a company, you go out and you officially represent that company. You can do work and make deals and sign contracts for the company. You have that power as the agent. For example, Chelsea wants to become a government agent. She wants to maybe travel the world, but do work for her home government.
There you have it. An agent, that's the person. An agent is a person who works at a company that's sometimes called an agency. Anyways, back to MacGyver though. Because the show was a cultural phenomenon, people began using MacGyver as a verb. Anyways, it says here that people began using MacGyver as a verb. Now, what's a verb? A verb is a type of word It's an action word. Your verb is going to be one of the main words in your sentence. It's going to tell you what is happening, what you're doing, so on and so forth. Like, today, I ran far. I ran. That's the verb from run. For example, please circle the main verb in the sentence. Anyways, people nowadays use the word MacGyver as a verb, but what does it mean?
Well, the term to MacGyver, yes, we use it as a verb, the term which describes making something in an improvised or inventive way officially entered the Oxford English Dictionary in 2015. So as we described in the show, he would find his way out of dangerous situations just using what was around him. That's how we use it today. So if, you forget to take your keys with you, but you find a way to open your door lock without, having to break the door, you could say, I MacGyvered my way back into my apartment after I forgot my keys.
You climbed in through the window.
I climbed in through the window, but I used this little piece of metal to open the... Anyway,
okay.
I MacGyvered. So, when you're checking out a television show, pay attention to its title too. So not only will the titles tell you something about the story, as the final sentence tells us, it can both provide details about the story and help you improve your English. That's right, pay attention to the titles. Not only will it tell you about the story, the plot, the characters, but if you catch that double meaning, it'll show that your English is getting much better. All right, let's take a look at our what do you think question before we wrap it up. And so, what question do we have today?
Well, folks, yes, we've got a great what do you think question for you right now. Mike, what other shows do you know use informal expressions in their title?
It's tough because a lot of shows just use like a person's name or something like that. But here's one, an informal expression in the title of a show. One show I know is One Day at a Time. It's an old TV show, but I think they're remaking it now. One day at a time, which means basically taking your life one day at a time. Don't worry about the future so much. Just worry about what you can do today. And I think in the show it's kind of like a family, and there's parents and kids, and they have the the normal arguments. So the family is also taking their life one day at a time. And that's an expression that we would use. Yeah.
There's another show like that too called Step by Step, which is very similar in the way that that particular phrase is used in that title. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to end our lesson and to say bye-bye.
Take care.
另外一个对英文有类似影响的名称是 MacGyver 马盖先，同学们有听过吗？马盖先在几十年前就像是漫威英雄一样，是大家共同的偶像。他是一个特务，会用不起眼的日常物品来解决困难，让自己和别人摆脱困境。那我们先来看两个单字 ，impact 它表示影响或是作用。那么 agent 它可以用来当经纪人啊，或者是代理商来解释。可是，在课文里面，它是指特务人员。Secret agent 就是指秘密特务间谍。好，那顺便补充一下 ，agency 把 agent 字尾 t 改成 cy，agency 就表示代办处或者代理机构。那么课文最后提到说，因为这一部电视剧 MacGyver 太热门了，它是一种文化轰动，于是人们就开始把这个字当作动词来用。牛津英语词典在2015年正式把这个词收录到字典里面，那它就是用来表达以随机应变或者是创造性的方式来制作某个东西。好，那这边有一个单字 verb 它是当名词，那它的意思是动词 ，verb 就是动词。好，那么补充单字 improvise 它表示即兴创作，是当动词来用。我们可以用它的过去分词 improvised 来形容即兴的、临时的。还有 inventive 是形容有创造力的或是善于发明的。好，以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们的文法单元。今天要介绍的文法重点有4个。第一个是 not 什么什么 until 的用法。第二个是 get somebody out of difficult situations。第三个是 with the aid of。第4个是 everyday 的用法。 好，我们先来学 not 什么什么 until 什么什么的用法。Until 它可以当介系词或是当连接词来表达直到什么什么，那是用来表达某个情况或是动作持续到某个时候才停止。好 ，until 搭配否定的主要子句时，它是用来表达直到什么什么才怎么样，直到什么什么才开始。那它的句型是主词加上 not 加动词加上 until 加上名词或子句。例如 ，They didn't leave until noon。直到中午12点，他们才离开。好，那么看到句子里面 until 它后面是接表示时间的名词 noon， 所以 until 是当介系词用。好，再看个例句哦。They didn't leave until the rain stopped。直到雨停，他们才离开。好，那这边有没有注意到 until 它后面是接子句 the rain stopped， 所以 until 在这边是当连接词。接着我们来学 get somebody out of difficult situations， 这是指说帮助某人摆脱困境。举例来说 ，James Bond always finds ways to get himself out of difficult situations. James Bond 真是 Bond， 他总是能找到方法来让自己摆脱困境，而且都可以很帅气的成功脱身。好，接着我们来学 with the aid of 是指借助于什么什么，其中这个 aid 是当名词来表达帮助。说到帮助，就会想到伸出援手的是谁呢？就是小叮当哆啦 A 梦嘛。那我们来造一个相关的例句 ：Nobita was able to get out of difficult situations with the aid of Doraemon's high-tech devices。在哆啦 A 梦高科技装置的帮助下，大雄才能顺利的摆脱困境。好，最后我们来学 everyday 的用法。Everyday 是形容词，它表示每天的或是日常生活的，那它必须摆在名词之前。那特别注意 everyday 是一个字，如果你把它分开变两个字 everyday， 那这样是时间副词，表示每天的。同学们不要把这两个词搞混喽。那我们来出两个题目 ：The internet plays an important part in our 什么 lives。网络在我们的日常生活中扮演重要的角色。那请问空格里面你是要填一个字的 everyday， 还是填两个字的 everyday？ 想好了吗？好，因为空格后面是名词，我们要用形容词来修饰嘛，所以正确答案你要用 everyday。再看一个例句 ，He plays mobile games， 空格。他每天玩手游。好，那请问空格里面要填入一个字的 everyday 还是两个字的 everyday 呢？想好了没呀？好，我们这个句子是要表达每天做某事，所以你是要用时间副词 everyday 是两个字的，你答对了吗？好，那么以上时间重点整理，我们下次见喽，拜拜。
回应催促的好用句。
欢迎收看《就爱讲英文》，
就爱讲英文
我是 Steven，
我是 Kate。
Kate， 你有没有常常碰到一些很急的人？
有，因为我动作很慢。
哦，你动作很慢，所以接下来这些的英文应该你可以
非常适合我，
真的，
我常常说。
哦，所以如果就是今天工作一直催你，快给我，快给我，快给我的话，你常碰到这种情绪？
对，
对不对？好，那这些的英文单词是关于什么呢？
就是怎么样回应别人催促的好用句。
好，第一个呢，就是可以回 all in good time。all
in good time。
对，
很快。
对，就是真的听到这个，如果你是这个很急的人，然后人向着回你的话，你应该会发脾气吧？
真的，所以说这句话的时候要很慢的说 all in good time， 这样子。
因为他意思是说，全部一切的事情呢，就是一定会渐渐的发生，对，在对的时间。那这个对的时间呢，可能是1年之后，还是2年之后。但如果今天这个 project 是立马要 finish 的话，那你当然会让另外一个人就是觉得很发火，对，对，所以这个还是要选择对的地方讲。但是它真的是还蛮适合，比如说今天你的朋友可能心情不好，然后因为他可能一直碰到一些鬼打墙的情况， 那你要怎么样的方式去安慰他？你就说 all in good time。
放心好了，不要急。
对对对，这个也适合，所以就是要用对的时间。那第二句呢，其实也是跟这个的精神是差不多。这句话是 Patience is a virtue。
什么是 virtue？virtue
就是美德还是道德？
所以说忍耐就是一种美德。
对对对，
耐心是一种美德。
对，所以你觉得如果你今天有同事跟你说，快给我那个，你要给我，否则我没有办法做完这个事情，你用这句话回他。
Patience is a virtue，
会不会被讨厌？
会。你这个只有教别人被讨厌的方式吧？
没有，可是这句话我觉得是一个非常正面的话，所以可能不是在工作上适合用的，但是我觉得它是一个可以一直提醒自己，因为很多事情很多次，尤其是现在社会，大家就是很急迫，
对，
所以我觉得有的时候要提醒自己，其实我们要有耐心。
有耐心是好的。
对对对，好，第三呢是 Good things come to those who wait。
这句话也真的是很正面。
对，也是很正面。然后这个意思呢，Good things 就是好的事情，come to those who wait 会来到一些在等待的人，对，而不是那种会一直要去强迫就要做这些事情的人。就是如果你今天是比较那种比较可以就是打坐那种感觉，那些好的事情才会渐渐到你的身上，
才会发生到你的身上。
对，
太急的人是没有好事的。
对，所以呢，我们还是要懂得可以预防那些一直要急迫我们快给我 project， 快给我那些 deadline 的人。但是可能刚刚教的那些英文，那个精神要在，但是可能不要就是直接讲这个3句，因为可能会让人家很
讨厌。
对对对，你可以就是 email 他用这3句。然后
好，那我们来看一下
live action。Hurry up.
Wait a minute.
What are you doing? We are going to be late.
All in good time.
Do they want to pick up the phone or not?
Patience is a virtue.
Darn, fully booked again. We have to wait until next weekend.
Good things come to those who wait.
D, all in good time. 第二 ，patience is a virtue. 第三 ，good things come to those who wait.